This is a game between a grandmaster and an expert. The grandmaster is black here, and it is black to move. Let's take a moment and evaluate the position. Let's do a little defensive evaluation. If you notice, the knight is attacking this pawn, and so is this bishop. So we have two attackers on it, and we have only one defender. And if you notice, this center pawn is being attacked by the queen and the rook, so that's 2 times, and it's only defended once. It looks like the grandmaster is going to lose a pawn here. We're even in pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pieces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The expert must have been feeling pretty good about his position here. We're attacking this pawn twice, once with the rook and the knight, but it's defended twice, once by this rook and this bishop. But it is black to move. Brilliant combinations are discovered by seeing the available power moves, including sacrificial ones. So I'd like you to take a moment and evaluate all of the possible offensive power moves that black can make against the white pieces, including preparations. So pause the video. I really want you to use your imagination here and dream of all the possibilities. Look at ideal situations that you'd like to be able to materialize. Look at all the sacrifices that will be power moves. Spend at least 5 minutes doing this, even more. The grandmaster may have taken half an hour or more before he launched this attack. It's not uncommon for them to use that much time on their clock for one move. By looking at all of the available power moves and preparations, we'll be able to piece together a combination and form a plan. Okay, let's look at all of the power moves and preparations for power moves. First, let's look at check and preparation for check. You see that this knight can move here 1, 2, 1, 2, checking the king. Or it could capture this pawn, and if white doesn't recapture, he could do the same from that direction. 1, 2, check, or 1, 2, check here. Knights really can travel far across the board in 2 moves. The knight capturing here attacks the queen, very forcing move. But did you notice the bishop attacking the rook here? Little guy harassing big guy. It's a sacrifice, but it leads to power move number 2. Very forcing move, attacking the queen. And this is the first move that black launched. Played bishop takes pawn. And now white has to decide whether to accept this sacrifice. Unfortunately, he did. He probably should have moved the rook, cut his losses. So the pawn recaptured. And now the knight is free to capture the pawn, attacking the queen. And now the knight is defending this pawn, so the queen can't proceed with that plan. So she has to find another square. And she moved here, attacking the undefended knight. The knight proceeded with his mission to check the king. We saw this 1-2 check possibility. He checks the king. The king has only one escape square and slides up. Now take a moment and reevaluate the board, looking at offensive power moves once again. So pause the video. Okay, did you find little guy harassing big guy, or power move number 2? The pawn can slide up, defended by the bishop, attacking the queen. We have the knight now is in reach of the king with check in one move. It would be a sacrifice at this point. But the most important feature to notice here is the X-ray. Do you see it? The queen is X-raying the king. And it doesn't take long for pieces in the path of an X-ray to be moved to reveal the attack. The first mission is to move the queen off of this diagonal. And we can do that with the earlier power move we saw. Pawn to g5 attacking the queen. She has to run off that diagonal. And she resumes the double attack on the pawn. One piece has been cleared. 3 more to go. Let's reevaluate the board once again and see what power moves are available to us now with this queen move. So take a quick pause. Okay, do you see now the knight can move here, forking the king and the queen? Although this pawn could capture, so it doesn't work just yet. We need to clear the X-ray. Can you see the fastest way to do this? Black advances the pawn. Now the queen is free along this diagonal to the king. White responds by moving the bishop, hoping to give the king another escape square and possibly capture the knight. There was another power move that I didn't point out. I would like you to find now if you didn't find it before. So pause the video. Okay, did you find the knight to f5 attacking the queen, clearing the diagonal with force? The spring has been loaded, and all black needs to do now is pull the trigger. And he does by attacking the queen, power move number 2. And now it's very serious. In fact, in the game, white captured the knight, sacrificed the queen. The queen captured with check. And white resigned. Had he not done this, he would have lost another way. So he moves his queen wherever he moves his queen. Let's say here, for instance. Black could launch the most deadly move in chess, the double attack, the double check. Check with the knight and with the queen. And the king cannot move here. Wherever he moves here. And it's checkmate. Beautiful combination. It's so lovely, let's look at it one more time. Starting with the bishop, capture. Little guy harassing big guy. White captures. Power move number 2, attacking the queen. Queen moves. Knight check, power move number 1. King moves. Power move number 2 again, attacking the queen. And I'll just play it out. Opening the line to the queen. Bishop out. Attacking the queen. Double check. Checkmate.